Hi, Dad. This is a standing practice, working a little bit on mobility and balance. There is a time where you'll probably want to be seated, so options later on to be doing stuff on the floor or in a seated position. So I would recommend being near a couch and then also near a wall or something that you can hold on to as we continue to work on balance. We'll get started standing up today in mountain pose, which is pressing firmly into the feet, rolling the shoulders forward, up and back, nice tall posture, lifting through the crown of the head, body nice and engaged. You can shut your eyes here, have a soft gaze as we begin to find our opening breaths. Deep inhales and exhales. And really lifting up through the front of the body, nice and engaged core, and grounding down through the back for a stable posture. And then with the gaze still soft with the eyes shut, we'll start rocking on our feet, leaning over to one side, the other, back and forth. Noticing when you need to catch yourself. You start to lean too far. Nice softness in the knees too, not over hyperextending. And then taking that forward and backwards, gripping into your toes as you lean forwards and engaging your core as you lean backwards. Just subtle rocks. Grabbing onto a wall if you need it, if you ever get unbalanced. And then taking circles one way, pressing into all four corners of the feet, and then taking it the other direction. Just working to the very small muscles of our feet and our legs. While also finding our center point. When you pause your movement, coming back into center, find a spot pressing into your feet that's in between all of those moves we just found. That's equally between forward and back and side to side. Really nice and tall, firm-footed. Take another deep breath here. Inhale and exhale. This time we'll inhale to lift fingertips up tall, then exhale to release them down. Once more, inhale to lift. And exhale to release. This time we'll inhale to lift. Keep the fingertips raised. Maybe shut the eyes here. If your neck allows, you can lift the gaze up slightly. And we'll take a few breaths in this position with the eyes shut. And just noticing all of the little shifts your body makes, how you catch yourself. Still breathing. Working to maintain that even-footedness, that nice tall posture directly in the center. One more deep breath here. Inhale. And exhale to release. Great job. Taking a little shake. And then finding a place that you can hold onto a wall or the side of a couch if you need it. We're going to do some calf raises. Starting with one foot at a time, just bending into the knee, pressing into the toes, just stretching out through the feet, working through the fascia that runs along the bottom of the feet, kind of stepping back and forth. And then coming together, doing some calf raises, lifting both heels up, holding onto a wall, or walking in, and then exhale, release. Lift and release. A few more of these. Releasing on the exhale and inhaling to lift. Getting your heels just a little bit off the ground. Working to get them all the way up high. Maybe you're beginning to feel a little bit of heat in your calves. That's good. It's finding strength. Also working on our balance, rebuilding up those muscles in the feet. Just a few more. Inhale to lift and exhale to release. toes, a little bit of a shake, rolling one way. And then the other foot as well. Wonderful. Now we're going to find tree pose, which I think is a fun one. So starting with the right foot down, again, you're a wall of the side of the couch if you needed to catch yourself for balance. We're going to find a tree, lifting the left leg up tall. Now there's lots of different variations of tree. You can have your leg all the way up here, if that works for your body, but other possibilities is foot along the calf, or kickstanded on the floor, toes down, heel pressing into your ankle. Wherever you are, don't put your foot against your knee, so you don't want to knock your knee out. Finding the version of tree pose that works for you. Really grounding through the right foot to lift up again through the top of the body, that grounding energy running down through the back for stability. You can have your prayer hands at heart center and work your balance here. Setting what they say in yoga as your drishti or your gaze, finding that stable point that you can look at. And breathing into all of the wobbles. Taking breaks as you need it, and it's okay if you fall out. One more breath here. And release. Taking it to the other side. Now left foot down, really grounding through all four corners of the feet. Again, taking it tree pose with a kickstand variation along your calf or all the way up along your thigh. It's okay if you fall out. I do a lot. Just again, setting your gaze and recognizing that with each wobble, as you start to catch yourself, that is strength and balance coming back. So you'll love to see that. Breathing here, lifting the chest up to the thumbs. Nice and tall posture. Deep breath in, and then exhale, release. We'll inhale the fingertips up tall, and exhale down. Inhale to lift, and float them down to your side. More lift. Bring prayer hands through heart center. We've got one more standing pose here before we move to either the floor or a seat. So starting by pressing into your right foot, we'll take victory pose. So arms up tall, and victory is when you lift your left leg or right leg, whichever is up your same leg, out long. Now victory, you can have your foot lifted just an inch off the ground. Eventually engaging your core, working on your balance, working to get it all the way lifted up tall. Wherever you're at now, just a few breaths here, maybe just one or two. Again, feeling into the wobbles, engaging the core, and release. Lifting, taking that right onto the other side, pressing into the left foot, extending right out long, finding strength and balance, and release. Wonderful. Okay, so yeah, now we'll find either tabletop on the floor here or a seated position, whatever works for you. This can sometimes be pretty harsh on your knees, so if you have a blanket or something that you can put underneath, that's great. Or you can take a seat. We'll start by doing some cat-cows just to strengthen the spine mobility, works the spine. So on the inhale, lifting the chest and the tailbone. Again, the head can be neutral if needed. Then exhale, rounding. So doing that on the floor and tabletop, following your breath, or in a seated position, taking the seated cat-cows. Inhaling forward and exhaling to round. So whichever one feels good for you, a few breaths there. That's fine. To a neutral spine wherever you are, whether seated or in tabletop. This next posture can be a little bit awkward, but it's really great for hip mobility, bring movement back into the hips. What you're going to do is you're going to lift your leg up behind you and then Inhale, bring it around to stamp it by your hand. So this is the version if you're on the floor. Then we'll lift it back up, bring it back to table. Show you again. Up, out, and around. Stamp it. And then back to table. It might not look exactly like I do when you do that, but that's fine. Or if you're seated, what it will look like is lifting your foot up, bringing it out to the side, stamping it, and then bringing it back in. So we'll start with just one leg here, doing a few rounds of this. Whichever version of the movement feels the best for you, easiest in your body. Some days it might change. If you're in tabletop, maybe you're only getting it out this far for it right now. But eventually working to tap it, stamp it a little higher up each time. One more on this side. And then we'll take it on the other side. Right up and around. Finding that seated pose. And lifting it out to the side and back. One more here. Wonderful. And then meeting both knees down or both feet down, a nice neutral spine, seated or in tabletop. And then pressing back into child's pose if you're on the floor, surrounded position. Or if you're seated, maybe taking a pillow in between your thighs and just folding over, nice restful posture. Just a few breaths. Release. And then wherever you are, we'll find a seated position to close with our seated Shavasana. See. Grounding through the sits bones of tall, soft gaze, eyes shut. And a few nice deep breaths to close. Deep inhale, and exhale. Inhale, so we can ribcage fully expanding. And release it to close. Great job. Love you, bye.